I can't quite contain or explain my evil ways.
You're an idiot, Dana! How did you even manage to get yourself a mentor? Oh, right, because I had to beg the mentor, Beatrice, for you to join me, Daniel snapped. It's not my fault that you were an idiot to do so, Dana retorted, rolling her eyes. You two should be more responsible and get some brains on at a garage sale, Azaf said. Guys! Dipper shouted, immediately making the three apprentices look at him. They were really mad at each other. I have an idea, but we need each other to make it work, so apologize to each other. The three of them looked at each other before huffing and looking the other direction, revealing to Dipper that they weren't going to give in so easily. Fine. I'll get my plan and let you three die, then. Then Dipper pretended to turn the other way. The others' eyes widened and looked at each other in fear and guilt. I'm sorry, guys. I've been rude, Daniel said, lowering his head in shame. I'm sorry, too. I should have been more useful, Dana confessed, lowering her head, too, which made the others wise. She wasn't the apologizing type. I'm sorry to you all. I was just an idiot who thinks he's better than the others. Azaf sighed and lowered his head like the rest of them. Dipper spun on his heels and smiled. See? Did any of you die from just apologizing? Dipper then joined them. I have a great idea, but we need each other to make it work. They all nodded, ready to hear what the brown-furred wolf was going to say. The trees are the answer. Dana's face lighting up. She felt like she just had the greatest idea of all the ideas in the world. Coming from Dana, though, they couldn't expect to see anything else than something like this. I get it! We're gonna get the trees and hit the wyvern with them! How do we do that without stepping on the... Ow, that hurt! I'm sorry. How do we do that without stepping on the field? Danielle pointed out. I think you're forgetting the big point. We're demons. We can do anything. Dana smirked at her explanation of how things work her way. Unfortunately, things weren't always her way. We're half demons. We can die, too, as Zeph explained, then pointed to Dipper with his paw. Let him finish. Well, as I was saying, we are very agile on these forms, since we've gotten used to them now, right? They all nodded. We still need some time to get used to walking on all four legs, but I think we can handle it, as Zeph explained with a smile. So my plan is to climb the trees and use them to distract the wyvern. They are weak against demon magic, and all we need to do is shoot some flames at it, and it'll get weaker until it faints or dies, which is highly unlikely since our magic isn't strong. My plan is that the two of us are running in circles between the trees and distracting the wyvern. The other two will be hidden, although still moving so the wyvern won't notice where you are, shooting flames at it. Do you all get it? The three of them smirked and nodded. Dana was more excited than the others. She would prove to them that she really was useful. After 4 shots from each of us, we'll switch turns. I'll come first to shoot. Who's coming with me? I am, Dana promptly answered. It was finally her time to shine, and she wasn't sure that, because she answered first, Dipper would decline her offer. The wolf rolled his golden eyes and nodded. Come on, we have no time to waste. And then she started to climb the tree with her own claws, totally forgetting she could levitate like any normal demon. Dipper levitated with some difficulty, though, stopped on a branch next to her. She blushed and rolled her eyes. Oh, right, levitation. I almost forgot. Hurry up, you two. Go on. Azaf and Daniel nodded whilst they teleported to the nearest tree they could find. Daniel grabbed a branch with his tail and threw it to the wyvern, trying to catch its attention. It worked. The wyvern roared at them. They started to run in circles to the right, while Dipper and Daniel started to run to the opposite direction, while the wyvern was trying to catch Daniel and Azaf with its mouth. Dipper and Daniel were running and ready to do their part. Daniel opened her mouth and formed a small orb of energy surrounded by back flames. Then she shot at the wyvern, which grunted and turned to her. Fortunately, he couldn't find the halfling since she was running in circles and well hidden, unlike Daniel and Azaf. "It's working," Dipper said. "Let me try." He opened his mouth and concentrated. An orb surrounded by yellow flames formed on his mouth, and he let go, hitting the creature's neck. It roared instead of grunting like it did. That was because Dipper had hit it on its weak spot. The creature used its tail to attack them and hit the tree that the two of them were on. Jana luckily fell onto another tree, though she went unconscious for a few seconds. Dipper was going to land directly on the field of poisonous flowers. All he did was close his eyes and wait for the end.